victims, Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Where are they all? There are allegedly hundreds, if not thousands, of victims. There's only a few that have actually come forward, like, Maria Farmer, what have you, and Dufresne, and where are the rest? Have they been silenced? What's happened to them? Because I don't know. Do you know? Because, frankly, it's a bit of a mystery, really. When you consider how many victims there were allegedly. Well, was it allegedly? Trump's a sleazebag. Let's be honest. What an awful piece of work. And now he's second-time president. How is that even possible? How is that possible? I really don't get it. I really don't understand why it's been normalised. And how we've all, well, been, how to put it, forced, I suppose, to accept it as the norm. And leaders don't seem to want to question him on his shady past, only on his tariffs. When human rights abusers have notoriously been, well, not very. Actually, to be fair, no, they haven't, have they? Look at Saudi, for instance, No, they haven't. No, I got that wrong. Yeah. They allowed them to get away with absolutely everything just so you can get a trade deal with them. That's pretty much it. And the same with Donald Trump. What a trade deal. Even when there isn't a trade deal to be had. There's no trade. You want to come up here, boys? I've got my doggies breathing down the microphone. Come on. Oh, dear me. Come here, Sebastian. Up here to tease him with a treat. He's not as good on his back end as he used to be. There you go. And he keeps farting. That's too close to the microphone. Matt Oakwell. Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon to you too. Can you look? I've got my little Canadian moose there. He's doing his thing. I hope you're well. No, but I find it a bit bewildering that there's all these victims. Okay, that we're told that there are all these victims, but only a few, for what we know, have actually come forward. So where are they? There's not. Okay, you could argue that for some young ladies and that at the time, we all make mistakes, don't we? And maybe some of them have got their lives have moved on. They might have families, and and they something about their past they don't want to talk about, or they don't want other people to know about. Like, they could be married, couldn't they? But maybe they want to keep stum about it. But there's just so many. There's so many. There's so many people who could probably put a bit of light on this situation. That aren't in the so-called files. That is just literally for everybody to hear about. How come everything is like locked in? The evidence has been collated from somewhere, hasn't it? Everyone can see your tongue. Do you know that? Everyone can see your tongue. Hmm? So it's a bit bewildering. I watched a live stream by Secular Talk, and it's about a 25-minute live stream. He's quite shouty, but he's actually quite good. At least he doesn't take a whole load of selling toilet seats and stuff like that. He doesn't do any of that crap. So or some. Oh, yeah.
Hands on a copy, writes Leland Nally. I made close to 2,000 phone calls. So this was news that we had learned. I believe this is from like a decade ago from Gawker when they did some reporting. But again, this is just laying out for you how vast and extensive this...
No, I've got an advert. That's typical, isn't it? Yeah. Skip. Come on. What
this pedophile blackmail network is. All right, more. So when you go back and you look, there were some stories in around 2015, 2016, maybe as late as 2018, that really sort of blew the lid off of just how disgusting and depraved Trump is and what he was involved with. So here's one from the New York Daily News that says, Donald Trump hosted wild parties with sex, cocaine, and underage models. And they go on to explain that there's all sorts of allegations that are made, including from models as young as 15 years old, and that you have a bunch of people on the record saying Trump partook in a whole bunch of sexual things with these underage models at these wild parties that he threw. Again, you go back and you look at this, and you're like, why was this not enough to derail this motherfucker back then? Now, with the Epstein stuff coming back up, we're revisiting this and going, holy shit, this is way worse than anybody thought. All right, more. So here we got a video. This is Trump and Epstein at Mar-a-Lago. Let's take a look.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
You adore her. She's beautiful. Can I say that's a piece of it? She's actually always been very voluptuous. What does Tiffany have about?
She's got one of those legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this problem.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of... I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I go backstage before show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stayed in there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
It's just something together.
With Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that.
He shakes his head and says that's true when he's told he's a
did.
sexual predator. By the way, we brought this up on the show the other day, but there were allegations.
I was reading an article earlier about what's her name? Maria Farmer, who's one of the victims. I'm just gonna shut this door because why is she cutting grass again? There you go. She's always cutting grass. One of the victims who said that they were in the car with, or was picked up with Ghislaine Maxwell and Ivana Trump. Donald Trump's wife, the one he beat up because he had a scalp reduction and it hurt, and she recommended a doctor. But anyway, her statement was that while she was in the car in this limousine or limo with them, they would stop outside the school and basically try to get details from schoolgirls in school, in their uniforms. That's Trump's wife and Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, this is not normal behaviour, is it? This is a sex trafficking ring, really. That's what it is. See, Trump also started the modelling agency as well as Epstein, and his modelling agency, well, they used that as a front for basically selling. I tell you what this is like. This is like blooming Taken. Yeah, the film Taken. You know? The first one is. I don't understand for the life of me how this man has managed to progress through life with that shady past and become the president of the United States, not once, but twice. How is that even possible with such a shady past? Even if these were just allegations and none of it was true, you'd think even that on its own would be enough to stop this man progressing in life, wouldn't you? Now, any normal person wouldn't put themselves out there in front of absolutely everybody and, start the MAGA movement and God knows what, You wouldn't do it. You think, crikey, if this all comes out about my past, I think I better get my own island and disappear onto it or something, And you'd keep you wouldn't put yourself in a position where you're vulnerable. But he does exactly that. It's like eyes wide shut. It's just like nobody's looking. Nobody's looking. It's bizarre. It's beyond bizarre. I just how could this be just brushed under the carpet for so long? This is not stuff that we haven't known about. This is stuff that's been exposed in the past but never really made its way forward enough, It's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He is too arrogant, and it's... Okay, yes, I will. Yeah, clearly he is an extremely arrogant man. But it's like he doesn't believe he's done anything wrong. He calls it locker room talk, as sort of trying to normalise it. This isn't normal behaviour. The way he's running his regime is not normal behaviour. In fact, many of those in his cabinet and who have supported him up to now, they're starting to the shine of Trump's shiny mushroom is wearing off. And now we're going to see, I think we're going to start seeing damage limitation by these people. These billionaires that have been supporting Donald Trump. He's no longer this asset, is he? He's just dangerous. It's like they're all doing damage limitation for themselves, but also for him to try and disperse this narrative. But anything associated with him is going to be associated with a paedophile. Did you know that, Bear? Do you understand what a paedophile is? Do you want me to tell you? No. Hey, my boy, he's not very well. He's got congestional heart. Actually, he's got the same as Donald Trump, haven't you? Except he has got a big heart, haven't you? He has got a big heart. This one does. But Donald Trump's got congestional heart failure. He might not say it, but he was diagnosed several years ago. I think it was 2019 when he was diagnosed, and it was actually in the press for a bit, and then it just kind of no one talked about it. And now they're talking about it like it's something new. It's quite strange, really, when you've got tweets and stuff that people have said like 10 years ago get chucked into the arena again. People get slagged off for something they've said in the past, and anything to do with Donald Trump, it just goes off into the ether. Is it just a case that people are just too frightened to hold him to account? Because he's litigious? Strange. Hey, the Canadian. Oh, Anakin, sorry, I misread that. I know, yes, you are Canadian. What Anakin Skywalker? Oh, hi, mate. Are you from Australia? No. I'm a Brit living in France, I am. Yeah. But I just find it all very interesting. So hello, Anakin. And Von Creel, hello there. Regime is a better word than administration. It is, isn't it? It's regime. This is Nazism. Yeah, exactly, Doll. I'm so disgusted with Melania in the sense that she will do anything for the billions. I know she's a kind of victim herself, but she has not said anything against his bad conduct of late, even though she hates him. Yeah, no, I agree. Any day, she was trafficked as well, wasn't she? Where was she from? She was Slovakia or somewhere like that. I can't believe this is a thing again. It's just... Oh. Well, yeah, well... Would Donald Trump give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon on his way out? I don't think he would now. I don't think he would at the moment. I think he'll be sunk before she even... anything she says could be a bit of danger to him. I think that's... at the moment, she's holding it over him, isn't she? What she knows. But... if his support base breaks down... They won't all break down because they're just too far up as old chocolate starfish, aren't they? But if his support base actually breaks down, or majority of, he's done for. He's quite a few people have already spoke out against him. And a lot of influencers have as well, who are, well, they're right up there, they were, you know? And some of these people are, not be funny, but, you know, they're just horrendous, you know? Obviously, Alex Jones is just trying to cover for Donald Trump. He's a strange one, isn't he? He's crikey. Well, he was crying the other day. Just what? It's all show, isn't it? It's all bollocks. Chocolate orange starfish? Oh, well, yes, it is. He's a Terry's. Do you want to go outside, Bear? Have you had enough? Have you had enough? No. If you want to go out there. Yeah, he's decided he wants to go out. I remember how Melania friggin' lit up when she met Justin Trudeau, didn't she, just a few years ago? And she always looks so grim. Like she's enduring it. Yes, it'll be worth it. Oh dear, yes, she's waiting until the end, she is. I wonder what she's going to inherit. Yes, Alex Jones munching his pillowcase. Melania, in my opinion, is a bimbo. No. Melania is not a bimbo, okay? She is a genius. She is an absolute genius. She got her citizenship, yeah, on the basis of being a genius. Yeah, she got an Einstein one, she did, yeah. That's the basis that she's got her citizenship. An Einstein visa thing, whatever it is. It's absolute, oh my God, you're molten like crazy, Bear. Oh, Melania. Melanie. Which was Melanie? Melana. Oh, I see, Lon. Yeah. She's a high-priced mail-order bride. Oh. Could be both. Epstein or Einstein. For God's sake. It probably was both. Just what order coming. I don't know. Yeah, Sebastian, you're getting a little bit pestery. And he's putting fur everywhere he is. He's molten like crazy, he is. Keeps molten. I've got a flat beer here that I have to do. My real name is Melanie. Oh, hello, Melanie. I hope you're well. You okay, Bear? He worries me, he does. He worries me all the time, he does. The funny thing about Canada is all Canadian adults are mandated reporters. We have a mandatory reporting act. Is it a bit like maritime law? Right. Where was I on this? Oh dear, I don't know what it is. It's just nuts. Everything. Oh God, I just got stung by a bloody wasp on the back of my head. It chased me and stung me about 3 times. It did. We've got this wasp nest in a generator I just pulled in from the shed, and it's got wasp nest in it. And these are ordinary. They look like mammoth wasps, but they're vicious. They're not Asian hornet, and definitely not hornets. They're bigger than ordinary wasps, but they're not a hornet. So, and I backed my head from Caroline got stung first, so we were both, and they went straight for the heads. Yeah, we got those spicy bees. I tell you something, they're vicious, but they are still throbbing. The little yellow jacket things, they're a bit nutty, but they sting, and it goes for about 10 minutes. Let's back my head here. One wasp, just like a machine gun wasp. It's horrendous. I've got some wasp killer and try to kill them because we can't have that. We've got kids come tomorrow. So that's true. Anti-UK wasps, quite possibly. Oh, I think he has been. Apparently, I'm Jack Black. In Ontario, mandatory reporting refers to the legal obligation to report suspected child abuse or neglect to a children's aid society. Blimey. So if that was the case in the United States, Donald Trump would be done for, wouldn't he? Because it is literally child abuse, wasn't it? It's paedophilia. If you don't know a little about my dear wife, Caroline, she had a hell of a time. She was married before. And he was a nasty piece of work. I mean, vicious. He'd beat her up and drag her about by her legs and stuff like that and rape her, basically. He's a horrendous man. And she's not what we're talking about. She's quite open about it. Before she was married, she didn't find out until she'd had a third child. Sorry. And he is a Schedule 1 offender. Basically, he was... He wasn't sentenced because the family withdrew their thing, but he did get registered as a Schedule 1 offender in the UK, and horrible piece of work. And anyway, he interfered with 2 of his nieces, and the family got so much pressure. The parents got so much pressure from the family to stop, remove the complaint. Otherwise he'd have been in prison. But, awful people out there. There's horrendous people. Well, aren't we all supposed to do the right thing anyway? Do we really have to have some form of legislation to tell us to do the right thing? To try to force people to do the right thing? If you're a friend or a neighbour and you really like found out that even no matter who they are, do you cover up for them or do you expose them? Or try and get them help at the very least. But there's a victim there, isn't there? There's the child. They're probably going to need help. So they need to be reported. It's just the right thing to do, isn't it? Exactly. Sometimes you just do the obvious thing, not because the government tells you to do it. Some things we shouldn't need legislation for. We just shouldn't either. It's just stupid that we have to tell people to do the right thing. But then it don't hurt to have it as well, does it? Hello, you're back again, are you? You're back again. I'm running out of treats in here. I need to fill up. I can't keep giving you treats. This is my little... He is here. Do you see his tail? No. So we're bringing... Hello, Perry. We're bringing in the similar in the UK, but I think it just relates to people working with children. I see what you mean, yeah. Because my dear wife, which was working in school, there were certain things that they had to say, they had to report on, and obviously that'd be one of them. But sometimes it's, what do you do? Some kids, you can tell they're obviously having a really bad time. Whether they're being beaten or whatever, or just aggression, vocally aggressive, angry parents shouting at kids constantly. Just puts fair God into them, doesn't it? And they just, like I say, we've got six kids. When I first met Caroline, she had the youngest was nearly 2. Was Karina, and then there was Wayne, who was just almost 7, and they had very little to do with David. Their kind of dad, sperm donor. That's it, the sperm donor. Or it wasn't even sperm donor, more like you can have it if you like it or not. But anyway, so they had very little to do with him because he was a horrible piece of work. And we went through a bit of a process and they had art therapy and all that sort of stuff. Basically, he lost all visiting rights eventually. Especially once they found out that he was a paedophile. People like that don't deserve anything. Oh, thanks, buddy. Doggy treat fund. We need to top your treats up, boy. I've got crumbs left. There's a little bit in there. Do you want that? Do you want to try and nick the crumbs? You need topping up. Thanks. Oh dear. So sadly, some people will turn a blind eye for friends. That's exactly what's going on with Trump. These people, right? Like the MAGA Mike Johnson and what have you. People like that, especially so-called godly people, bollocks, are literally making excuses for the man. They know. They know what he's about. They know what he's into. There's no, they just do. They just know exactly what he's about. And he's a paedophile. Should I say a PDF file? There's just too much evidence out there, and too many people, not enough, have made allegations against him. At what point is enough? It should be enough to sink him already, shouldn't it? When you've got somebody in such a such a high profile person, the president, twice that's the thing you see. These MAGA people go on about Pakistani grooming gangs and they're drinking the blood of the children. They are, all that sort of crap. The same people are going on and all that, going on about children and how we're supposed to protect the children, and they vote for a man who's clearly not kind of all there, is he? And he had some pretty disgusting habits with children.
This is Epstein victim Maria Farmer, and she's going to lay out what Trump's deal was. He was flat out best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, but also one of Trump's wives, Ivana, was best friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. And she potentially was also involved in this child sex trafficking. Listen.
Ivana Trump was like her best friend.
And with
Ivana.
Yeah, with Ivana, then, describe that, she'd be there.
That was creepy. So at the time, Ivana she was doing QVC, selling jewelry, right, online. On TV. She was like a QVC queen. It's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was always hanging out with Epstein, and Ivana was always hanging out with Ghislaine.
Right.
And Ivana, she would say, we're going to go pick up Ivana, or Ivana's going to come. And we'd ride in the car with her. And I remember one occasion where Ghislaine's like, I have to get out right now. And she went and got a number from a child, and I saw in a uniform.
So Trump's wife, Ivana, said, "Stop the car now," in the car with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, went and got a phone number from a child wearing the school outfit. Oh, man. I don't think people are truly ready for how deep this story goes, bro. We're just scratching the surface. Wait until I drop the bombshell on you later in this segment.
Knew what they were doing. Everybody
CD, the word for it is a crikey.
what they were doing.
And but how often, did you go for rides often with her?
Facial foliage.
And would she pick up girls all the time?
Yeah. She didn't bring them in the car. She would get their phone numbers.
Right.
She would drive by schools.
Right. So
as they got out.
So would she? And what's Ivana doing at this point? What
sitting in the car. And I'll never forget because one day I was really weirded out by what had happened. I was really weirded out. So I'm sorry, my phone's beeping in. Just give it a second. But anyway, I gotta go in a second. But I just wanted to tell you, I was weirded out when they were driving around with this. So he ran to shut me up, gave me one of those cheap bracelets Ivana was selling on QVC, and said, "Ivana wants you to have this." And I threw it in the garbage.
Wow. Here we have Trump giving the deposition for the E. Jean Carroll sexual assault case, and this is where he's asked directly about his famous moment on the Access Hollywood bus, where he says, "I grab him by the pussy. You do whatever you want if you're a star. Grab him by the pussy. I don't even wait. And
any of this stuff you'd have thought would been enough to turn people off him, wouldn't you? But they make excuses for it. Hello, Linear Vet Knox. Hello there. I hope you're well. And Perry. See the old bastard. He certainly is. Thank you for my facial foliage. I had a whoop great beard last year. That was ridiculous. Because I could. Yeah, that is Caroline mowing grass again in the background, yeah. That's because we've got the kids go. I've got to do a bit of grass cutting later as well, on the fields, around all the trees and that. We're planting all the trees, so... sadly, some people will turn a blind eye to friends and family, I know. You just can't... There are some things that are just so bad. You just mustn't. You just mustn't, no matter who they are. You mustn't. Because, for one thing, is they'll just carry on offending. They're not going to stop. These people are just like it's like a sickness, you know? They're not going to stop. They always reoffend. I can always remember the art therapist for my kids. Carol, name was it? Carol. Yeah, Carol. I can't remember her surname, but anyway, she was. She said that they always reoffend every 5 to 6 years. Paedophiles, you know, even once they've been caught, they always pretty much always reoffend. God bless President Trump. Yeah, right. Yeah, for a start, there ain't no fucking God. Yeah, and President Trump is a pedo. Just that as I say it. Thanks, Joel. Did you see you there, my friend? The only locker rooms Trump has been in are teen girls locker rooms where he's been around and saying, "Well, I'm allowed to be here because it's my modelling agency and I have to inspect." Apparently, he used to get them walking around when he used to do their little show thing. Had to walk high up on the table so he could look up their skirts. Donald Trump. You know, it's... Yeah. They banned that upskirting, didn't they? In the UK. One seedy bastard didn't vote for it, though, to ban it. It's just not... It's just, I keep saying it's nuts all the time, but I'm just... bemused. Also, what would be the right word? It's just... Because I don't understand how this can actually have gone on like this. And for so long, when the evidence was there, and his base voted for him, known full well who he is. Is it just turning a blind eye, like someone mentioned earlier, or is it this thing about, it's all fake news, everything's fake news? Because he did a lot of that, didn't he, in his first term? And running, in 2015, he used that a lot. It's all fake news. But no, the cat's out of the bag. 20 years a bother with PDF man, and he doesn't care. Out of Lincolnshire. Oh, crikey, prison. Out of Link. With a PDF man. Oh my God. Oh, crikey. Sorry to hear that. Do you think it's a power trip, some of it? So he's saying that they take a lot of photos. It's like a power trip. It's like it's either a referencing source or it's a trophy for them. It's beyond disgusting. It's beyond disgusting. You don't even have to have children to understand how disgusting that is, do you? You know what I mean? I know I've got 6 kids and all that, but crikey. And my grandchildren will be here tomorrow, so, some of them will. 5 little grandchildren will be here tomorrow. So 4 grandchildren. 4. But, it's... And what were the parents thinking? Did they just think that their kids were just doing a pageant or something, or gone to a modelling agency? Didn't they think that maybe it was a little bit strange? And also having these seedy men googly-eyed at them, checking them out constantly? Where were the parents? Now, some of these people, like Maria Farmer, I believe that she was actually, Dufresne, she was homeless at the time, and she got picked up. I know you've had all the treats now, but I don't know. I just feel going around in circles here. I really am, but it baffles me. It rattles my brain. It does. Yes, it's all about control. I always say, as my PDF man couldn't perform in the sack. We see they've got Donald Trump and his mushroom penis, so maybe that's what it is. That explains a lot, I think, really. His mushroom penis. They're all making excuses. So, Donald Trump has instructed the DOJ to the transcripts, what have you, from the court transcripts. But any mention of him is going to have to be omitted. Well, that's just a cop-out. He's in there to such a degree that he has to say, it's like he's constantly incriminating himself. It's like, and yet people just, I don't know. I just beggars belief, doesn't it, really? So the Justice Department reaches out to Maxwell as calls for Epstein transparency grow on Capitol Hill, apparently. This is CNN, which is, let's be honest, they're a bit lame, aren't they? They're one of them media sources that don't really... Justice had reached out to Jeffrey Epstein's former associate, for the backlash of the administration's regime's handling of the files related to Epstein. Now, Justice demands courage. For the first time, the Department of Justice reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell to ask, what do you know? They need to know whether or not they need, get her, like they did with Epstein, apparently. What do you know? And this was at Pam Bondi's Attorney General Pam Bondi's direction. Said, I've contacted her counsel, and says, I intend to meet with her soon, and no one is above the law. Oh, about Donald Trump then, eh? You're covering up for him, aren't you? No leads is off limits. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said in the next post. Now, Blanche added in a statement posted by the Attorney General Pam Bondi on social media that if Ghislaine Maxwell has information about anyone who has committed crimes against victims, the FBI and DOJ will hear what she has to say. And Blanche says that he anticipates meeting with Maxwell soon. This is just bollocks, isn't it, really? It's just... Flood the zone. Flood the zone. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really know that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, Trump told her. Who talked about that? Oh, Trump does. Trump told reporters in the Oval Office, repeating his efforts to put to rest the Epstein story. Yes, covering bloody ass. Now, Maxwell was sentenced for 20 years back in 2022. And she's in federal prison. Is she on suicide watch? Down. But it's half the stuff isn't worth reading because it's just the same old bollocks from the White House, isn't it? And it doesn't. God, bloody hell, it stings on the back of my head. They're throbbing, they are. God, blooming wasps. They're vicious. There you go. Right, there we are. What's up with you, Sebastian? Oh, by the way, the Earth is spinning faster than it was yesterday, just so you know. Where are we? UK bank rolling. No, Elon Musk has refused to cooperate with the French probe. Well, they've been putting a criminal investigation into Elon Musk, Francis, at the moment, which is hopefully something that might be developed into something quite interesting. Could it be quite expensive for Elon Musk? Good. Right, there we go, Switzerland. Try to find this now. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, later. But it's a bit kind of it is reassuring to think that there are some MAGA people out there who have been avid supporters of Donald Trump are turning on them, so that they're not fully lost. You could lose it. What was it Steve Bannon said that the MAGA movement could lose around 10% of their base, which means they'd lose the House, presidency, the whole lot, if they lose 10% of their base, which, that is something to look forward to, if you get a vote. I think Trump's got to do whatever he can to stop that from happening. It's in the bill, apparently. Gingers, I hope you're well. On another note, where are we? What does above mean? Barely above water? Sea level? Room temperature? I suppose you've got to have a datum of some kind, isn't it? I suppose if you put a measurement to it, it's got to be above sea level, isn't it? Or above where you are. It's just above of anything, isn't it? Hot or soup. Hello, free trade loving people. We need well, free trade makes loads of bloody sense, and what doesn't make sense is when somebody says they haven't got free trade when there is free trade in the US and between a variety of different countries. There's already agreements in place. But, Trump says there isn't, so there, in his little mind, his little world. Yes, I got my little Canadian moose who's doing the jig. Only just, because it's just getting just enough light solar from that light. Because it's LED, it's not actually, light, is it? And yesterday I found a spider in my car. Oh my God, that looks dangerous. It wasn't. Yes, it was docile, the whole thing. That's a wasp spider. So, a wasp spider. And that, oh God, what's his Latin name again? Safnarashi. Anyway, it was about, the body of it was about that big. Alright, and it was black and yellow striped on the back, and it had some stripes on its belly, on its abdomen. Beautiful thing, But I saved it, and I freed it, I did. I cried a lot yesterday. He says, Honourable Mrs. Widden-Throp, I saw a homeless pregnant woman sleeping on the street. Oh my God. What gets me is during COVID, they pretty much cleared everyone off the streets during COVID, didn't they? Found them somewhere that that was better for them. But and now they're all back. What's happened? Like last winter, Carl. People just died, don't they? Can you imagine her? She's pregnant. She might have a baby before the winter. And also, what could happen? She could end up having a baby taken away from her because she did, social services and all that. Which could be horrible for her, but could be better for the child. We don't know, do we? Could be out the front pan into the fire. You never know, can you? It's a strange old world, isn't it? It really is. He was groomed. Who was he? Well, I mean, she was. Oh, she was groomed, probably. Protected and free. Oh, he was groomed, protected, as in Donald Trump. He has been protected all the way along, hasn't he? And you think about, he was groomed as well by Russians, apparently. Dear me. Meanwhile, the economy in the US, which clearly affects absolutely everybody, because the United States, a big sliding metal doors. The United States sneezes and everyone else catches a cold, don't we? And it's not looking good. It's not. And I just, the growth is horrendous. We're struggling in the UK as well. In the EU, they're doing a little bit better. Canada's actually got a little bit of growth. But the US was doing really well. It was doing well under Biden. And now it's plummeting. See, where does this all end, When all people wake up, well, I suppose it's going to be when they feel the pain. They feel their pockets are even lighter than they were, or everything costs more money. Their pockets might not be lighter. There might be a case that it doesn't go as far. Well, the dollar's weaker for a start, so that's not going to go as far there, is it? Which pushes the price up with stuff. And then you got the fact that inflation, food inflation, and apparently all these deportations are supposed to make everybody's lives better, but no, it's just increased the cost of everything, and everybody hates or looking in on the United States as a rogue nation, and unfortunately, everyone get tarnished. They get tarnished with the same brush, and it's not fair because not everyone's MAGA for a start, and not everyone has those sort of ideals. There's clearly good people in the United States, like there is anywhere, you know. Yes, unfortunately, it's just all end up having to carry the same baggage, don't they? And it's you know, it's not something that we can really do much about either. Because if somebody's been hurt, like say for example, I'm going to say Canadians, whatever, they end up being deported. And, you know, you even if you're stopped at the border, technically you're deported. You're registered as a deportee. Even if you're stopped at the border, you know, if you didn't get, you know, because you get in, that you're basically on American soil at that point, and then you know, even if you just turned around and sent out again, that is classed as a deportation, which seems odd, doesn't it? Right now. So the Feds, they cut the economic outlook, and what's that? So here we go. So the Federal Reserve kept interest rates on hold, didn't they? And you've got to carry on doing that. If it wasn't for these tariffs, the interest rate would have been lifted at least 4 times. That would have been 4 times. It had been lifted. Because that's what was happening. And they can't do that now because obviously it's tariffs, which is going to come into play, apparently, who knows, with Donald Trump. Who knows? It's supposed to be on the 1st of August, isn't it? So, let me come. That's bizarre. So the economic outlook remains dark as a major forecast sees a 6th straight drop. Ever since Donald Trump has been in, it's just been a It's just so the United States economic outlook continues to deteriorate despite some positive developments. What are they, I wonder? According to the Conference Board's latest leading economic index, it's the LEI. That's the acronym. On Friday, this was a few weeks ago. A think tank announced that the index had declined a further 0.1%, while this is less steep than the 1.4% recorded in April. It marks the 6th consecutive monthly decline in the LEI, which has contracted by 2.7% over the period. So you're making less money, less profit. You say, we've got to be careful with GDP and turnover. There's 3 things actually. One is how much it costs you to get there. You know, are there more costs involved? For instance, input costs or sales costs, such as tariffs, for instance. It's effectively a tax. I mean, on the goods coming in. So there's a lot more. There's a large proportion. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Large proportion of taxes that are associated with the GDP. These, I suppose the best way to actually looking at it is per capita, isn't it? You know what the GDP is per capita. It gives you more of a fair look at what the actual gross domestic product is, but just not. We're not selling as much because people are huckling down, aren't they? You know, decide that they can't afford stuff, or if they don't know what the outlook for financially for them is going to be. You've got inflation pushing up the price of absolutely everything.
Let's come and see if you're still alright.
Are you throbbing?
Hey?
Are you throbbing?
I've got a headache, I'm throbbing, and I feel sick.
Do you really think it was a good idea to start cutting grass?
No, I finished. I can't do anything else till tomorrow.
Don't.
Just have a shower.
Do.
Did you tell them all?
Yeah, we got our wasp stings. Feckin' things they were. They were chasing me. I've never had that before. I've been stung loads of times. But they were chasing me. The cow one got stung as well. And they go for your head. Not your arms or your back. They literally go for your head. It was like a coordinated attack, it was. Proper go. They weren't hornets, they're definitely wasps. But they weren't like little yellow jacket things. They were bigger. Not as big as a hornet, but they were... Hornet stings aren't that bad. Yeah, they're not great, but they're not that bad. If anything, the little yellow jackets sting more. But this thing's made my head go numb. I've got a numb head. So I'm not going to go on for too much longer because I'm losing my voice as well anyway. I might be live again tonight, I don't know. Pedopolitics. Even Target dictatorship is fumbling even Target it's fumbling the ball. The ball, yeah. You're talking about Target, because a lot of these big stores, they're struggling. Was it Donald Trump say, eat the tariffs, he'd say, wouldn't he? But they can't. They can't eat. The profit margins for products like from those sort of department stores, those multi-type stores that saps everything, like Home Depots and stuff like that. But there ain't enough profit in each individual item to stomach like 10, 15, 20%, 30%, or whatever the tariff might be when Trump is finished. There ain't enough there to enough meat. It's just not enough. No, not enough cream for them. And then why would they? Why would they? They're going to pass the cost on, which means they're going to be selling less, and which means that the gross domestic product is going to be less because people will be buying less. It's just common sense, really, and it's not rocket science, is it? Live from Kenya. You're in Kenya. Hello, Julius. Hope you're well. Apparently, I look like Jack Black. How many times have I heard that? Just in this one stream, but 3, I think. It's definitely not a third term, even if it was laid out on a platter for him. He can't physically or cognitively make it to that. No, I think he's going to be dead. I think he is. I think he'll all of a sudden he'll be a bit. He's going to pick it. He's definitely got congestion for heart failure. His heart's going to be too big. His valves are not working properly. They're struggling to get the blood to his veins. I won't be surprised he's got severe anemia, which means, basically you haven't got enough red blood cells. Yeah, I reckon so. If you are taking iron at all, just let you know, if you don't know this already, you need to take it with vitamin C. You need vitamin C to absorb iron. And our bodies don't store much. I mean, it's tiny amount, like 1,700 milligrams or something, tiny amount of iron, of vitamin C, but you can store. That's why we have to keep taking it. So we obviously get the vegetables and stuff like that. But if you don't eat anything like that, which he probably doesn't, do you think he's a lettuce eater? Does he eat his greens? I don't think he does, somehow. Trump has no heart. He's heartless, he is. Well, I think he has got one. But he's just a nasty piece of work. Yes, he hasn't got that. Physically, he's got a heart. Emotionally, he's got no network. He's definitely got no empathy. He was already a deviated individual. And with the kind of life that he has had, it is only natural for him to be like he is. Besides that, he is too old to be president. Yeah, well, that's why they keep electing people in their fucking late 70s. Why? Biden was too old. I think he was a good man, but he was too old. I don't think he was eating babies. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Oh, they're vampires. Something like that. He's in 5th stage renal failure, in my opinion. Say those ankles, that was pretty horrendous. That's someone who he's just literally can't get that blood around his body. It's all his extremities. That's, like I said yesterday, that's why he's got a mushroom-shaped penis. You see, he's the tip, isn't it? It's bulbous. Yeah. First dibs of the FIFA trophy in the Oval Office. When he pops his clogs. Oh, I see. Renal failure, yeah, because if once the kidney's shut down, everything else fails. The fact he's made it that long is, is a reason not to believe in God. And karma. They're eating the flies! Quite possibly. Hello, I'm Steve. Hello, I'm Steve. My name is Michael Caine. Not a lot of people know that. His brain mush is clear to see. Oh, Debbie. Hit the road, Johnny. Appleseed. Ooh. Let me come. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Canada, keep the boycott strong. Keep it up. And remind people, you look strong. I'm fat, actually. I am pretty strong, though. I used to work out a lot, and I've been building game all my life, and joinery and that as well, so it's like, yeah, you have to be strong. I was being sarcastic. They look like Walking Dead extras. What? What I missed? No, I'm not going to start all that. Can I see your muscles? There's other channels for that kind of nonsense. And besides, my muscles are covered in fat now. Get boomers away from the government. Yeah, we need some youngsters. Is what we need. It's their future. They've got something to live for, haven't they? Their choices will be for their own future and their children's future. People end up with ancient people in government. It doesn't make any bloody sense. It doesn't make any sense. You need good people who actually care about stuff. I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to get rid of bloody lobbyists, lobbying. No, most of these presidents, what have you, and prime ministers, they all end up working for bloody, they end up being lobbyists, don't they? It's just wrong. They shouldn't be allowed. So corrupt. Why should a company, just because they've got power and money, have influence of governmental decisions? The government's supposed to be there to look after its people, isn't it? Do what the people need to be done. To make sure the people are okay. But no, they'll just make sure that all these corporations are okay. The sugar corporations and stuff, In this case, cane sugar. It's always stuffing the farmers, the US farmers, isn't it? Most cane sugar's imported. Oh my God, Coca-Cola has just announced it's moving its factory back to the United States and saying that they have a new sugar cane they're growing to grow in the US. Oh, God's sake. Just like that. Oh, my moose. I got my moose. Yes. It arrived in the post yesterday. A little solar panel powered a moose with his wobbly arms, yes. Somebody did make some comments. Oh, it's stuff from China. You didn't get this, you didn't get that. But the problem is, you see, a lot of the stuff you can't, food items, you can't just send to the European Union. It's not that easy, you know, because it's a food item and you have to jump through hoops. Yeah, it's okay if you're doing a pallet load of all the same product, but yeah, it can get expensive. 230 quid plus VAT for every single item. And then the phytosanitary, you see. I got a Canadian wiggle moose that I have, yes, I have. I got a nice new Canadian hat. It's actually really quite a nice baseball cap, actually. Quite a nice quality one. And my wiggle moose with various other stuff. It's that's just all good fun, isn't it? There we go. Oh, I love the wiggle moose. I'm probably gonna put that in the camera, actually. That was working quite happily there. It's doing this wiggle, as it is, in the background. Yeah. I decided, just in case I got lost, I've got my Lancaster compass, just in case, you never know. I'll stick that on the wall as well. So I've got another compass over here as well, just in case I get lost over here. Yeah. The last dummy that changed the Coca-Cola formula was fired. Wasn't it? Was it originally cane sugar? I wouldn't be surprised if it was originally. Then again, didn't they have Coke in it as well? Oh dear. Ah, coca leaves. Ah. Anyway, I'm going to have to go because my head is throbbing. These wolf stings. And I'm losing my voice. I might go live again tonight, actually, but I'll do it in the office. So anyway, thanks a lot for joining us, Nat, and thanks to the Spanners. Thanks, Joel. And AUB for the super chats. Much appreciated, my friend. Toodaloo!